Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. Today I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 replay cast. Should be a good one here. We've got ourselves a Terran versus Zerg on the map Blackpink, and spawning up in the top right hand side of the map, it is route SuperNova. I put extra emphasis on that route there, as SuperNova recently re-signed with Team Root, so he's going to be trying to go back to being like a full-time professional pro SC2 player, it seems. So should be a really good one here. And then his opponent, personally, I don't think I've ever casted a replay for him. If I did, it would have been a long time ago. It is BreakingGG on this barcode account here. BreakingGG, a player honestly I'm not too familiar with, to my knowledge. He's a Chinese Zerg, plays in a seemingly fair amount of online cups like Lima League and whatnot. So it should be an interesting match to see how well SuperNova and how well BreakingGG will do versus each other. Right now, BreakingGG being a little cheeky here, going to be going for that pool first. So we'll have to see how this goes versus SuperNova here. So BreakingGG, a player who, as I said, I don't know too well, but looking on his profile and whatnot, he's got something like 1,800 games played this season, so he's certainly practicing up a storm there. SuperNova going for the Marine opening, not going for anything like Reaper or anything like that, so moving it with an SCV scout it seems too, so we'll have to see how well this works out for him scouting this early pool, as the Reaper can certainly go one way or another depending where the Terran sends it, but this SCV may actually just scout these lings in time, and for SuperNova that's a pretty good advantage there. So that SCV is going to be moving in here. So lings are on the chase there. Alrighty, so SuperNova certainly seen those two lings. I mean, it's pretty obvious they're there. They're chasing his SCV. SuperNova throwing up a bunker instinctively. Better safe than sorry, I suppose. However, it is just the two lings here for BreakingGG. He's not even going to try and run them in, knowing there could be a Reaper out there. However, he hasn't seen it yet, so just playing it safe. Nothing too greedy or anything like that. Interestingly enough, we're already seeing a pneumatized carapace coming up for BreakingGG. He continuously kept mining that gas. Not 3 geysers, but it looks like this could be perhaps an Overlord Ling drop all in, something along those lines here. He's making a lot of lings, and I think this certainly is going to be the case here. Looking at this right now, he's producing 12 lings at a time. He's getting that pneumatized carapace, so he's going to be going all in here. We're going to see if he'll be able to fall SuperNova with this. The queens are already marching, getting into position. The lings are also going to load up into some of these overlords, it seems. I assume he'll try and break the front here. SuperNova just getting a wall up at the moment. I mean, he's just building one supply depot, so this wall is exposed right now. He's making Hellions, and Hellions certainly are good versus lings. Not necessarily queens, though. These lings may try and spill in here. BreakingGG running up, getting that scout, seeing what's up. Sees there's the bunker there. The 2 Hellions come down. Maybe BreakingGG will be able to catch these, but for now he's got these overlords moving across the map. Gonna do a running load there as they run into the overlords, which are already going full speed towards SuperNova's base. Right now we've got the Hellions are possibly going to counterattack for SuperNova, but this isn't something that usually works out. There's going to be a queen to defend here. Gonna actually be right in position there. The Hellions are gonna see these lings right now. BreakingGG has an Overlord going over SuperNova's base, and I mean, an Overlord moving at this speed can signify that. Can always be for scouting, but there's much more nefarious intentions going on right now. Lings and queens are gonna spill into SuperNova's base. There was one Viking that's being produced right now, but the queens are going to unload immediately. Going to start going to work on SCVs, which SuperNova then immediately is pulling towards this natural. He did see this and started to get up a wall with the eBay and supply depots, so the front will hold. However, his base sort of being worked on here by these queens, by these feelings that got in here. However, holding at this bunker is pretty huge for him, as a matter of fact. The cloak will be cancelled though, however, there is this one Banshee out there. The Queens are doing their best. They don't kill SCVs too quickly, but SuperNova is certainly losing a lot of mining time. BreakingGG is going into drones behind this, so he might not have gotten what he wanted to do. The CC has been lifted off. SuperNova, I guess better safe than sorry. His starport's also being worked on. However, with these Hellions, with these SCVs, the Vikings, I believe that SuperNova may be able to shut this down. He's got 2 Cyclones about to pop out. Pretty big investment there, however, it will end up shutting this down. He's going to try and save the starport. No SCVs are actually on it to repair it, so BreakingGG may be able to snipe that off. That would actually be pretty nice for him. The Queens are actually left to die there. 1 transfuse goes down, but that's it. One of the Queens loads up immediately. However, the Cyclones are going to start raining down on that, and that starport was saved. BreakingGG did a lot of damage to that starport, but not enough to kill it off, so not getting too much done there. Looking at the state of the game right now, it's currently a 2-base Terran player, yes, who is denied a lot of mining time. However, he's got a pretty scary army, so he may be able to counter push. +1 melee is on the way for BreakingGG, so he's going to likely rely on those lings and just try and play it greedy from here on out. He's got his 2 bases saturated, whereas SuperNova is just retransferring those SCVs now. BreakingGG, though, he has these 2 Cyclones. He's got a good amount of Hellions and a Banshee. It may be tough to hold on here as SuperNova comes across the map. 4 Banelings are on the way, so that's certainly one way to shut this down. However, I believe it is just Hellions. There's actually no armory here. So yeah, so the Banelings, it's not like there's going to be slow Hellbats to connect into. SuperNova may just be able to kite back and kill these. Yeah, immediately. It seems that all but one of those Banelings have gone down. It's going to be up for the Lynx, which do not have +1 just yet, to get on top of these units here. There's the few Queens as well. They may be able to dump a transfuse into that base. However, that base is being worked on, so something is going to need to happen. Whether it be BreakingGG forfeiting this base. He's waiting for his +1, it seems, and that has just finished up. So these units are stronger. There's a few Banelings as well. Lings are going to try and get the wrapper. Units forced back by the Banelings there, and the Lings are going to get on top of this right now. The base is still alive here, so BreakingGG may be able to shut this down, and he actually cleans that up fantastically there. Well, as far as Lings versus Hellions and Cyclones can go anyway, that +1 certainly helped out. Now immediately, 11 drones are on the way. BreakingGG knows he's safe. SuperNova now. He's making a 3rd CC, so he's preparing to transition. However, SuperNova doesn't have the most tech on the way. It's not like he had an add-on on the starport. He made the 1 Viking. I believe he had a Banshee somewhere, but that must have gone down there. He's made an armory as well, but he doesn't really have the bulk to go for another Hellbat push. BreakingGG on his side of the map going for a Spire. Can be very hit and miss versus mech, depending whether SuperNova is going to go for some Thors quickly or start building Vikings. SuperNova liking these Banshees, though, actually starting to research Cloak once again. Another Banshee on the way, so he's going to maybe try and catch BreakingGG off guard with a bit of an odd timing, while keeping him busy poking with these Hellions. That 3rd base now getting fully saturated for BreakingGG there. Income-wise, though, SuperNova is in the lead, or sort of in and out of the lead there with just dropping mules. I mean, it's a pretty even game income-wise at the moment. The 3rd CC will change that a bit if he transfers that quickly. However, SuperNova is a meching Terran, so his sort of build-up is going to be a bit slower, particularly with that early aggression slowing him down a bit. BreakingGG starting to spread his creep. That's a good thing to see. He's sort of preparing for this later stage in the game, getting up these mutas as well. Well, what I assume will be mutas. Could always be corruptors here to shut down any sort of mech tech play, but we'll have to see how that goes. Yeah, 3 mutas, 4 on the way, so we'll have to see how many he commits to this. Mutas are an odd thing to commit to versus mech. It's sort of hard to know the number. You can go for a few for harassment, but really a turret or 2 can shut that down. You can go for a large amount to try and catch the Terran player off guard, or simply just try and force a few Thors earlier or something along those lines. Many missile turrets, things like that. For now, SuperNova just working away, getting his upgrades here. He's already at, well, he's going to have +1 in a second here. BreakingGG already at +1 melee, going to be going into +1 carapace as well, so he will have a slight upgrade advantage. However, it is mech Terran versus Zerg, so it doesn't necessarily come into as big of effect because of the nature of the units. They're high single attacks, things like that. We have the 4 mutas that were produced chasing down this 1 Viking. However, it may just get out of here. There's a few missile turrets going up. There's already one up at the natural. This other turret may be denied there. No, the mutas are forced away. So The Muta's not going to get too much done. They're actually having a hard time. SuperNova certainly did invest in a lot of missile turrets there, even losing an Overseer. So a bit of a rough time for those Mutas, not getting too much done, but BreakingGG not committing a lot into them, just having the Mutas, which will be very helpful to shut down things like Banshees for SuperNova. SuperNova has the one Banshee, however, it's stuck at home now. As if it moves out, the Mutas will pretty much be on it instantly there. Fourth base on the way for BreakingGG, so he's preparing to transition right now, whereas SuperNova just staying back at home, macroing up. He's producing actually an absurd amount of Hellions. He's got 17 right now. Does he have Blue Flame? He does not have the Blue Flame upgrade just yet. However, 17 Hellions certainly is a force to be reckoned with, particularly when you just have Ling Hydra like BreakingGG here. More upgrades on the way for BreakingGG, so he's not going to fall behind in that regard. He's making Banelings. However, we'll have to see what SuperNova does. He may just be using these large amount of Hellions to have a very strong map presence to make sure he has that control. He can also shut down creep with them as well. The Mutas, I guess, can fly above them and force them back, so they can't just sit around there. SuperNova going into tank production right now. So he's really going into that meching Terran stage. Right now I've got those Mutas chasing that one Hellion on the watchtower. Good creep spread from BreakingGG, I must say, though. As long as he stays on top of this, it will set him up to be pretty stable going on into the later game, as we're now 11 minutes into this Terran versus Zerg. And has started with a fair bit of cheese, but we're certainly now going into a slower play here. Both players just trying to get up the best army possible, and it's quite an even game, all things considered. BreakingGG at quite a good income there. He's getting up a good amount of tech as well. SuperNova staying at home, building up a very strong and scary army. He's actually made quite a few Banshees, which is interesting enough. Maybe trying to go for a counterattack or something like that when a big fight's going on, or maybe just going to try and make sure that there's no detection to shut this down. The Mutas are lurking around, however, there's Vikings and Thors here now. They actually do run into one of those Thors. They're going to have to get out of there. +1 Thors do deal with Mutas very, very quickly. SuperNova securing up a fourth base. Was scouted by BreakingGG, I believe, so yeah. Or actually, no, he hasn't quite seen it, it seems. Might have just seen it as it was landing there. BreakingGG, though, looking to maybe go for an attack. SuperNova needs to be a bit cautious. The Muta's trying to work on one or two of the siege tanks there. However, SuperNova got a good spread. The one thing I'm concerned about for SuperNova right now, he has such a high amount of Hellbats that he's maxed out, yes, but he's got 26 Hellbats, really only 9 tanks and 2 Thors, and Hydras are very good versus Hellbats. There's actually no Overseer in this army, though, so these 3 Banshees will do their job and force it back. Greater Spire, now on the way for BreakingGG, so he's going to be going for those Broodlords. Leading off a few of those Mutas there. They're not too effective at this stage in the game. BreakingGG, though, does have quite a scary army. There's just so many Banelings in this. And these are +2 Banelings as well, so they won't be too ineffective versus mech. SuperNova trying to catch his opponent off guard there. Or, pardon me, BreakingGG is trying to go down through these rocks. However, SuperNova is fully aware, staying on top of his opponent. BreakingGG just has such a raw force here. There's so many Hydras, so many Banelings, so many Lings, but then again, it's mech. This isn't necessarily the best thing to deal with mech. BreakingGG going into Vipers here. I believe he just made 1 or 2. Yeah, he's going to start getting energy on those, and those can be critical for a break here. BreakingGG maybe trying to catch SuperNova off guard as he moves out here. He needs to be careful of Banelings rolling forward, but then they're forced back. Bit of hesitation from BreakingGG there. I think he lost about 20 Banelings to those few siege tank volleys. This is going to make SuperNova confident. There's a lot of minerals in the bank for BreakingGG, but not much gas. He really needs to make sure that he goes back to mining that as he's dumping it all into Banelings here. Pretty soon he may just be able to make Lings versus Hellbats. Siege tanks, that's not necessarily the best thing. A few Banelings rolling forward, but ultimately not getting too much done. They're cleaning up a few Hellbats, however, these Hellbats are just a buffer for SuperNova. Blinding Cloud is going to go down on top of this army. BreakingGG is going to go for it. Good surround there. Banelings rolling forward, however, they're pretty much connecting directly with siege tanks there, which isn't... It's hard to say how effective this will be, however, there is a high Hydra count that is pushing through. There's a few siege tanks left for SuperNova, but it seems that BreakingGG will clean it up. There's just the one cloaked Banshee working away on these Hydras right now. BreakingGG does have Overseers on the way, though. So, SuperNova falling in supply there. He's lost quite a bit of bank there. And 100 supply of mech is pretty tough to replace. If he can hold on, BreakingGG may see this as his time to go for a counterattack. And I think that may be the case with him making 50 lings there. BreakingGG, I would like to see him sort of prepare his economy a little bit more. I mean, he's oversaturated on his natural, starting to be oversaturated on his third. And needs to be mining more gas, if I say so myself. We've got that 1cc floating back to SuperNova's base, realizes that he certainly cannot secure that at the time being. SuperNova making Vikings as well at this time, so wanting to be prepared in case there's too many Vipers, in case there's Broodlords, things like that. Vikings usually essential for a meching Terran at some stage in the game. SuperNova is going to manage to secure this fourth base. BreakingGG not really confident enough to push him off. He does have a supply lead. He's got a very strong melee upgrade, however. His other upgrades have fallen behind a little bit. He does just have the +1 Carapace still. It would be good to see him get those other upgrades as well. Corruptors are on the way for BreakingGG, maybe just for Broodlords. He does have that Greater Spire, but hasn't done too much with it. He's got a few lings running in, however those are siege tanks there. He needs to pull out once again, bleeding off a few units to those siege tanks. Those tanks keeping that position locked down. We're seeing a +1 on these Corruptors is going to be done, so they will be fairly formidable here. However, SuperNova's got a large amount of Vikings. Both of these guys, they got a few too many workers on some of their bases here. I'd really like to see BreakingGG transfer some of these workers, make sure that he's mining more of this gas here. As if you are going to be the Zerg who continuously tries to overwhelm your opponent, you need to make sure that you have gas. As you don't want to be starved for that. SuperNova right now does have up 5 bases. BreakingGG onwards to his 7th here. These Hellions cutting back a few of the units. Blue Flame Hellions very effective versus this sort of squishy Zerg here. BreakingGG maybe wanting to poke in, needs to be careful though. He's eating tank shots once again. These tanks have been working wonders. In good positioning there. We're seeing +3 armor on the way for SuperNova. BreakingGG once again. I'm kind of worried that he hasn't gotten the Carapace. I mean, yeah, his units, I mean, they're all single fire, so the armor isn't too effective versus mech, but still, I mean, it's always good to make sure your units are fighting as well as they can. One base actually gets killed off there by SuperNova's Hellbat, so catching BreakingGG off guard there. It's a kill, not a cancel. More Vikings are on the way for SuperNova, and this is actually an absurd amount of Vikings. He's got Transformation Servos, so 14 Vikings, 19 tanks. Vikings are a pretty significant part of this army right now. We're actually seeing BreakingGG just go for it. Some of the tanks were on siege, however, he pulls back once again, eating so many tank shots. The Vipers are there. Parasitic bombs do go down. SuperNova immediately lands the Vikings. That Transformation Servos helping out. Another second or two, though, and those Vikings would have taken a lot more damage. SuperNova maybe deciding to cut his losses and run, although he didn't really lose too much there. More Vikings on the way, Thors as well, so SuperNova is really reaching this scary mech army. Few tanks moving out. BreakingGG sees this. Actually a good Hydra run by there for BreakingGG, canceling a base that was getting close to finishing there. We're seeing these tanks will be caught. Actually, there's a few Broodlords there for BreakingGG, however, with all these Vikings, it may be tough for them to actually get too much links getting on pumped, unsieged siege tanks. However, they are bleeding into that rather poorly. It would be good to see BreakingGG clean up these tanks, and he will. SuperNova is just throwing them away for the time being. He knows that he needs more supply in Vikings, and he's going to have a very strong air army. Would be good to see him continue on those ship upgrades. Both players really should be investing in making sure that they have all their upgrades covered. We've got BreakingGG going for another fight here. However, this is a bit of a sacrificial army, it seems. Once again, just a few tanks and Hellbats, but they clean him out base, and BreakingGG, he certainly needs all the resources he can get. A few Banelings sort of needlessly rolling forward too there. That one siege tank on the watchtower forcing back those links. It's quite tucked in there. And SuperNova's Viking count, 29 Vikings. There is not a chance that BreakingGG is going to be able to get a strong air army unless he gets some fantastic parasitic bombs, and parasitic bombs can shred Vikings very quickly. Nice Ling run by though by BreakingGG, forces that base to lift off, even gets it burning there, slaughtering some fresh mules. These are +3 Lings. He certainly got those upgrades with adrenal glands. Also berries underneath that to add insult to injury. SuperNova does seem to be content to play this slow mech style. BreakingGG getting up another Spire so he can get those double upgrades. BreakingGG also saturating his other base here, which is very important for him. His bank sort of has fallen a bit though. He's needs to make sure that he continuously transfer these workers. And he's investing so much in these sort of throwawayable units. And when I say that, I mean 22 Banelings. How many Banelings have died this game? 78 Banelings. That is a lot of resources. And they, not necessarily all of them were efficient trades. Seeing a few Hellions get shut down by SuperNova. A fair share of Hellions have died in this game. 43 Hellbats, 22 Hellions, so SuperNova has certainly been doing a good job using them for what they're for, which is pretty much just a buffer. We're seeing some Spores and Spines or going down, however those aren't going to defend from siege tanks. SuperNova seemingly once again just going to be going for an odd attack here to shut down these siege tanks, and they're really unsupported here. However, they will kill off this base. They may even kill off that base to the north, and that's a large portion of the economy for BreakingGG. BreakingGG counterattacking. However, SuperNova has these top left bases. BreakingGG does not. His drones are even long distance mining into a siege tank, which is now racking up the kills there. A lot of drones going down. BreakingGG gonna try and continue pushing in, but I don't think he can. This is a horrible choke point. The siege tanks just raining down on top of this. The Vikings land and say, get out of here. There's this large amount of Vipers. SuperNova, if he lifts up his Vikings again, they could be in trouble. The Vipers gonna throw down some blinding clouds on the landed Vikings there. BreakingGG, he has these support spellcasters, but not really enough on the ground to support for the time being. Those tanks were not cleaned up for SuperNova. I believe some of them got away there. The Broodlords, the very high Broodlord count, which is at 10. Zerg players, they certainly love their Broodlords. However, that one tank is still there, and they're not fast at dealing with this kind of harass. BreakingGG really has one mining base at this point, and SuperNova is moving to get on top of it here. These Vikings are so clumped up though, so a parasitic bomb could be crucial here. Could be a massive, just a death blow for SuperNova. However, he's getting on top of this base right now. He's sieging away on it. He's also getting those more ship weapons, so these Vikings should just shred through any air units for BreakingGG. The Broodlords are moving in for BreakingGG. I do like this, as there's not a chance in hell that he can win the air army. Right now he's going for it on top of this. Gonna have to throw down some blinding clouds and a parasitic bomb or two if he has the energy, but it seems he doesn't, and he's forced back, so he's gonna lose his critical base right now. He's rebuilding that other base. He's killing off one or two of SuperNova's base here as the Broodlords are moving in. There's not much of an answer for them, but SuperNova may just be content for this bit of an odd base trade. BreakingGG, this is pretty much it for him. He does not have much more of an income, much more of a bank at all. SuperNova still has a bank. I mean, he may spend a bit of it repairing this planetary fortress though. The Broodlings are working away on that. However, that is also a large portion of BreakingGG's supply. He's going to try and clean up these tanks with the Hydras, with the Banelings. The army's a bit split up, so he does take a decent fight there. However, all the Banelings are cleaned out. BreakingGG in a bit of a rough spot right now. He's got these Broodlords, but nothing really to support them. There's a few Vipers left, but I don't think, no matter how good the parasitic bombs are... Well, there is 14 Corruptors, but it's hard to say. They would have to be fantastic parasitic bombs to deal with all these Vikings. And these Vikings really have given SuperNova control, prevented BreakingGG from doing what he wanted to do, and also the harass on that. BreakingGG's economy is not too good for the time being. He's moving over a lot of spines that he has. Those will help defend that one other base which he's managed to secure. SuperNova making even more Vikings, because why not? He's also securing some more bases. He's moved from the top left to the bottom right here, securing 3 bases at a time. BreakingGG has also been forced out of there, so SuperNova just happily securing up in this situation. BreakingGG gonna try and take a good air fight. He gets a parasitic bomb off. This is huge on the Vikings, however they land immediately. So much damage done to these Vikings right now. There's also the Corruptors. A lot of the Vikings trying to land, however they are trying to land on top of each other. So a large chunk of Vikings went down. There's something like 10 did. A lot of the others are injured. We'll have to see how the rest of this fight goes. The Corruptors are stacking up the Vikings. They deal so much damage here. The Corruptors are starting to fall. The Vikings are very weak though. The Hydras are even finishing off some of them. The Broodlords are working away on this army. It seems that SuperNova is falling in supply. There might have been enough Parasitic Bomb, enough Corruptors to deal with this, and 30 Vikings have gone down, and BreakingGG, pardon me, is going to get on top of this army. Broodlords now pushing back a few Thors, and this is a lot of Broodlords, enough to sort of force his opponent back. BreakingGG, very low on resources though. SuperNova a bit better off in that regard. However, SuperNova has spent a lot of his resources right now, but his income is much, much superior. We've got 5 Vikings away at a time, trying to rebuild that loss count. We'll see how many bases BreakingGG is able to pick off right now. The Hydras can support these Vikings. There was a few more Hydras on the way. They do need to get over here as quick as they can. BreakingGG got some Lings coming out. He really needs some Hydras underneath these Vikings here to get on top of it. Thor's working away on the Corruptors though, so that's a lot of the anti-air there for BreakingGG. He had a few Hydras out somewhere, 12, maybe enough to save these Broodlords. However, I don't know if they're going to get there in time. They're certainly coming now. There's 1 or 2 Corruptors which are going to try and tank a little bit. However, SuperNova is working away on these Broodlords. Maybe 1 or 2 of the Broodlords will be saved. He's going to get a Viking or 2. However, that was about 5 Broodlords that went down. If those Hydras were there to support him, that would have been much, much better for him there. However, both players very scrappy at the moment. With that base going down, SuperNova's low on income. He does have this 1 other mining base, so he can drop mules. He's floated over another CC, so he will be winning in the economy right now. BreakingGG forced a long distance mine. He's getting up another hatchery though. So this game really is going to the distance. Hydras are trying to kill off this critical planetary fortress, but I don't think they have the DPS, and this is just BreakingGG losing units here. That planetary fortress got quite a few kills there. And that's a time that every unit matters. Some queens here transfusing the Hydras would be good, as once again, every unit matters in a situation like this. SuperNova, though, he's taking a lead in the supply as he was down for a minute there, but he's managed to get what he needs. A good Ling run-by could be going off here right now. These SCVs, this base is going to be shut down. 1 Hellbat there trying to do his best versus Lings, but Hellbats are good, but not that good versus Zerg. We see these Lings are going to get on top of the siege tank or 2. They're not even going to kill off 1 of them, though. So BreakingGG losing a few units. BreakingGG, though, has a decent bank right now. I think he's just wondering what he should be making. Maybe some more Hydras, I believe, would be the best response here. A few siege tanks and Thors there. BreakingGG is going to need to retreat right now. SuperNova is going for an attack. There's a few Broodlords there. It would be good to see 1 of them go work on that base again. BreakingGG needs to be making some units right now. He's making 20 Lings and 5 Hydras. However, he's down on the army supply. SuperNova, he's got the Vikings that are in the air, though, and it will take him a minute to work through these spines. However, +3 tanks do make quick work of them. BreakingGG making as many units as he can. He's got 1 Viper out at the moment. However, with these Vikings zoning it out, it may just have to throw down a Parasitic Bomb, or not. It just instantly goes down there. SuperNova was making sure he caught any of those. We're seeing a Ling run-by going down for BreakingGG. The space will be worked on once again. However, if BreakingGG loses his base, it's pretty much his life over in this game right now. Thor is working on both of these bases here. BreakingGG, I'm not sure he has enough to break this. There's the 1 Broodlord which has come, but I think it's a bit outnumbered there by the Vikings. Some of the drones have burrowed there. However, the space will go down, and that is pretty much BreakingGG's income right there. He's got 1,000 minerals. Maybe making Lings to try and close the gap here would be good. However, right now he's not producing anything. BreakingGG making 1 Viper. I'm not sure that's the right call, though. I mean, 20 Lings maybe could be a bit better, or I guess it would be 40 Lings. Might be a bit better for getting on top of this here. So, BreakingGG in a rough spot right now. He lost essentially what was left of his economy. SuperNova still has a base or 2. Yes, he's doing fantastic work with the Ling run-bys, but he cannot shut down this PF for the time being. Abducts the Thor, which is very nice with the Viper. These Hydras are going to have to get out of here, though, so that was a bit of a nice trade there for BreakingGG, so the Viper's making it work. He's got a few resources. It would be good to see him invested. However, he may just not have enough here. SuperNova may just move in. He's trying to rebuild a hatchery down on the bottom right, trying to get something BreakingGG really does need to make something happen, though, as SuperNova is just winning out at this stage. He's re-landed that base. He's got that base in the bottom right. So SuperNova, I believe it seemed that BreakingGG may have brought him down there, but SuperNova has hanged on. BreakingGG did not quite shut down everything, and so because of that, SuperNova managed to come back in this game because he did deal more damage. SuperNova even repairing all of his units, making sure he doesn't lose anything needlessly there. BreakingGG is down on supply by quite a significant amount. He's at about half of his opponents. The resources lost in this game is pretty absurd here. 55,000 to 52,000, so quite an even game for BreakingGG. He's taken quite a few good fights. However, I'm not sure he's going to be able to shut down this last army here. SuperNova's moving into the third base now. The few queens are going to go down. Not going to be able to run away. We've got a few banelings being made for BreakingGG. He's trying to kill off this base. He may just get it. The Broodlord coming in to help. The Hydra's doing their best. 4 banelings are rolling forward. They may be able to kill off all the SCVs, deal enough damage so the PF does go down. However, as far as army goes, the supply is 30 to 100 there. SuperNova pretty broke himself at this stage in the game. However, he's better off and he's got the better army, so I don't think BreakingGG is going to be able to deal with this. And I think SuperNova is going to have managed to take this game. The one Viper, the few Hydras, they're going to try and make something happen. However, I'm not holding my breath for this one. A few Hellions do get caught there. Every unit matters in a situation like this, and BreakingGG knows that, even abducting one of the Hellions there. SuperNova moving across the map, knows that he's cleared pretty much everything. BreakingGG is mining at one base though, but SuperNova has landed yet another base and is mining from it. BreakingGG really needs to go for another run by to identify that this base is here if he wants to shut down his opponent. The one Broodlord, the one survivor does go down. SuperNova really just playing a bit of a game of cat and mouse at this point. BreakingGG making a few more Hydras, but he's still down on the supply, and the gap is just growing as SuperNova now on quite a good economy. SuperNova probably thinking, God, I've killed so many bases at this point. What do you have left? And the answer is not much. One parasitic bomb goes down on 1 or 2 Vikings. That one Viking gonna be hurt a little. However, there's many more units as SuperNova pushes into what I believe will be the final push, as he is gonna take this game without a doubt right now. Pushing in, blinding clouds go down on the ramp, but there's not much to support it. The last 3 Hydras are fighting, make that 2, and GG gets called. Well played by SuperNova, bringing back that game. However, it was great to see BreakingGG, a guy who plays a lot of games, playing quite a solid style. I mean, it was a bit of a brutish style, if I have to say, just the Hydraling Bane, but he did quite well with it versus SuperNova. Maybe if he cleans up his play a little bit, I think he'll certainly be a force to be reckoned with. So if you guys enjoyed the cast, feel free to leave a like, feel free to subscribe. Really appreciate it at the moment. I don't know if you guys heard about the YouTube changing their partner program or whatever like that. So the goal is to try and break 1,000 subs by February 20th. So if you guys can help me out with that, that would be greatly appreciated. Leave a like, share the video, whatever you feel you can do. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.